What's up, angels? It's me, Motivation, the Angel of Death. Now, the last time I posted a video, I talked about the truth of Dave Neos and why he's on and why he's on in UCW, and I also did a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile on all 7 of my decks. Now, the Yu-Gi-Oh is me outside the ring. Inside the ring, I'm Motivation, I'm the Angel of Death. I painted my face, I put on a specific gear, and, well, I'm just doing my own thing. I'm being myself. But, in all, what a wrestler really is a fan. He is a wrestling fan. He or she. And I've been in love with wrestling since I was in the 5th grade. So basically, since I was 11 years old. Now, when I was 11, I loved wrestling. I first got into it back in 2008, and I was just in time for WrestleMania, but I caught it around No Way Out. Now, the story is that I did love wrestling back when I was little, but I think I've only seen 2 or maybe 3 episodes. And that was mostly SmackDown. I don't remember much of Raw. Now, the thing is that my grandma, may she rest in peace, she was a huge wrestling fan. She loved Raw mostly. That was her brand. Just like my oldest sister, Genesty, who right now she's in Connecticut with her husband, and she's still a wrestling fan, just not as much as she used to. Now, because of her is why I love wrestling. She introduced me to it, and I thank her every day for it. So I basically carried on the tradition of wrestling in my family, because my mom and dad were wrestling fans, but that was back in the Attitude Era. And, like I said, carrying on the tradition. Now, I am a wrestling fan, and I've collected a lot of wrestling merchandise over the years. And also, me and one of my best friends, Sebastian Jimenez, who is Venomon, him and I have made countless videos, countless matches, promos, interviews, you name it, with a whole lot of drama. And I already told you all why we haven't been posting any videos, so I'm not going to get into that. But what I am going to get into is what I've collected over the years and how much I love wrestling. So let's take a peek, shall we? First thing I'm going to show you are my posters. You see Ric Flair, Randy Orton, Batista, Triple H. We have Evolution. You have Mickie James there. Let me move my bulldog. Mickie James looking as sexy as ever. You have the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. You have all the lovely divas I have here. There's my Jester mask that I wore a few times. Jester didn't really carry out so well. Who knows if I might return back to him? We'll never know. Right now I'm watching wrestling. You see the Wade Barrett, Daniel Bryan no disqualification match. I have it on mute right now so I can do this video. There I have The Undertaker, John Cena, more Undertaker. Basically, The Undertaker's my hero. I have 5 posters of him. There's Sin Cara, the WrestleMania 26 poster, Randy Orton. Here, let me get in closer. Randy Orton, WrestleMania, and there's Stacy Keibler. And here is my fan-made, I made this, my own Money in the Bank briefcase. Truth be told, this is actually a Yu-Gi-Oh briefcase that I got a couple of years ago back in the 6th grade. Now, I was grounded once, and I was so bored. I figured, I've got black tape, and I've got white out. Why not make my very own Money in the Bank briefcase? And I made this back in 2010. So, it goes to show you, if you're grounded and you're bored, you happen to have a briefcase, and you happen to have black tape and whiteout, make your own Money in the Bank briefcase. I highly recommend it. Now, I'm going to show you the DVDs and the video games I got. Here is WrestleMania, oh my god, I am so stupid. Here's WWE 13. I never really finished the game, because, I've been kind of bored with video games lately, but I am going to save up for 2K14 to complete my collection, and I'm going to play it, obviously, and I'm going to beat it. But here's WWE 13, here's WWE 12, which I did beat. I used a lot of cheat codes, but who cares? Who doesn't use cheat codes, right? SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, the very last of the SmackDown vs. Raw era, but here it is. Cool game. This is another one I never got to beat because of the WWE Universe promotion that they put inside the game, and it kind of pissed me off a little bit. So I never really got to finishing it, but I did beat all the Road to WrestleManias, which was really fun. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. I beat this game. It was super fun. I loved playing as John Cena, Jeff and Matt Hardy, CM Punk. You know, it was really cool. SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. I got this on Christmas Eve, and I loved playing this game. The Road to WrestleManias were definitely my favorite, and it was just such a cool game. If you guys have so many wrestling games, I recommend getting SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. Even though it's old, I still recommend getting it. It's badass. And there's SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, my very first ever PS3 wrestling video game. My dad surprised me with it, and I was just so happy to get this game, and I played it non-stop. Turns out I unlocked everybody in this game, but out of nowhere, when I wanted to play it, all of my memory, all the history I did, all the hours of work that I put into this video game, lost. I don't know what the hell happened. So I never really got around to playing it again, because around the same time I got 2009, and well, that was pretty cool. So that's my video game collection. Now I'm going to show you all of my DVDs. I'm going to go to here. I got this a couple of months ago. I think it was a month and a half ago. I'm not sure. I think I was still... You know what? I don't remember. I don't care. SmackDown, the 10th anniversary, 1999 to 2009. If you all are wrestling fans, I recommend getting this. It's so cool. It's 50 of the greatest moments of SmackDown history. It's 3-disc. I really recommend getting it. It's super cool. Here's WWE Attitude Era. I saw this with Sebastian, and it was really cool. You got to go back on some of the great moments of the Attitude Era, and it was just so cool. And I also recommend getting this one. I actually bought this one on my birthday. Well, actually, my brother-in-law, he bought it for me. I was going to pay for it, but my brother-in-law is a pretty cool guy. So here it is. The Greatest Stars of the 90s. When my dad worked at this company, he was on the road a lot. He drove a truck, and he always surprised me with some kind of wrestling gift. So The Greatest Stars of the 90s is a great DVD. This is actually my very first ever wrestling DVD. The SummerSlam of 2005, where it previewed the first ever Hogan versus Michaels for the first time ever match. One of my favorite matches. It is so cool, and it's just so amazing. Like, so many people trash on Hulk Hogan, but they don't realize that Hulk Hogan is an icon. He's a legend. He's the reason why guys like Shawn Michaels were even in WWE, and Hogan's just such a great wrestler. And him being on TNA is just so cool, and he's done a lot for the company, and he's helped it so much. So people, before you start trashing Hulk Hogan, actually look at what he's done and appreciate what he's done. Now, a lot of you are probably looking at, wait, this is SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. This was originally my very first ever wrestling video game that I got for PS2. But I traded it to a friend because I wasn't really into it that much. But it's my very first video game ever. And I don't have the disc, but I still have the case. And the case has TLC 2010. It's a great DVD, and I love it. I actually got this on Netflix, but never got around to returning it, and I just found it a while ago, and I figured, what the hell, keep it, right? So that's that. And here are my others that I got. The Undertaker, his deadliest matches. I love this DVD. I've seen every single one of these matches. Undertaker is my hero. He's one of the reasons why I love wrestling, and one of my dreams is to headline WrestleMania with The Undertaker and defeat his streak. A lot of people are telling me that'll never happen because Undertaker, he's like in his 40s, he's near to retirement, and there's really no point of having that dream, but that dream still lives on. Shawn Michaels, which is my second favorite wrestler, right next to Triple H, and Shawn Michaels' story is just so inspiring, and it's a great story. He's a great performer, great wrestler, and I love Shawn Michaels to death. And his last match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 26 was awesome, and I love this DVD so much. Triple H, who is my third favorite wrestler, and he's just such an inspiration because of all of his accomplishments. He's a 13-time champion. He's the King of Kings, the Cerebral Assassin, the Game. He's Triple H, and he's an amazing wrestler. And he's an amazing guy, and he banged Stephanie McMahon. Not a lot of guys can say that. He is lucky as hell. The story of Edge. Edge is another one of my favorites. I actually hated him in 2008 because he's the reason why Undertaker left back in One Night Stand 2008. And when he lost the Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam of 2008, I started to like him again because the Undertaker was back and now I didn't have a reason to hate him. And Edge is definitely one of my favorites. This DVD is awesome. It shows some of his greatest matches. It shows his last match. And you think you know him, but if you don't watch this video, then you don't really know him. So get it. John Cena, My Life. Now, a lot of you are trashing on Cena because he's the face of the company. He's been the face of the company since he won the WWE Championship back at WrestleMania 21. And his 5 moves of doom, how he's such a face, yada, yada, yada. But you know what? He's a great guy. He's a great wrestler. He's given so much to the company. And before you start trashing on Cena, you just appreciate what he's done. You know, you can hate him. That's cool. I love John Cena. He's amazing. And I hope to one day actually be trained by John Cena. And, yeah, this DVD is amazing. It shows from his early years in Boston, Massachusetts, all the way to his debut. And, it's a great video. 3 discs, just like every other here. It's really cool. I recommend getting it. Oh, see him in the back with the spinner belt. So, alright. Now I'm going to show you my most prized videos. WrestleMania. I've got from WrestleMania 25 through WrestleMania 29. I've seen WrestleMania 24, 23, 22, and 21. And I've seen all of these. And I hope to actually collect every single WrestleMania that there has ever been. So here's WrestleMania 29. I liked it, actually. I went to go see it at Alfredo's house, which was Dave Neo's. But thing is, I couldn't really enjoy it because he kept on complaining about every single match and how this WrestleMania sucked, how it sucked almost as bad as WrestleMania 27. But you know what? I liked it. It was really cool. I saw it again yesterday, and you know what? I appreciate it more because it's WrestleMania, and it's a great WrestleMania. I love it. Not as good as the others, but it's still pretty good, you know? WrestleMania 28, which is my first WrestleMania that I ever went to. It was in Miami, and I went. It was awesome. You know, in this match between Undertaker and Triple H, when Shawn Michaels hit the super kick, and then Triple H with a pedigree to the Undertaker, I literally cried because I thought, oh my god, the streak is over. That didn't happen. So thank God. And this is definitely my favorite WrestleMania. I love it. It's so cool. If you haven't seen it, see it. Okay? Here's WrestleMania 27. This is the first WrestleMania that I ordered. Actually, my parents ordered WrestleMania 22 back in 2006, but I didn't watch it because I wasn't a wrestling fan back then. So, this is my first ever WrestleMania that I saw on pay-per-view from beginning to end. And a lot might say it sucks, but it's pretty good. I mean, honestly, it does have 2 matches where it's like, whoops, gotta go to the bathroom. But other than that, it's a great WrestleMania. And it's super cool. WrestleMania 26. This was a great WrestleMania because it had 4 main events. And has the main event, Undertaker vs. Shawn Michaels. This was a great match. That was a great match. I think Edge should have won. This match was alright. I figured they just need to fill it in to get rid of the whole Montreal Screwjob. Now, I like this WrestleMania because of the case. And if you see, it's amazing. It opens like a book, and you see, when you open it, you see Undertaker, John Cena, Triple H. You have Rey Mysterio in the background. Then you have Edge, Orton, Shawn Michaels, Kofi, Jericho, Sheamus, and Batista. And it's just so cool because then you open it and you get this cover. You have the discs, and it's really cool. So this WrestleMania is amazing, and it's one of my favorites. This is the first ever WrestleMania DVD that I ever bought. Funny thing is about this is that I woke up one morning and I said the first chance I get, I'm gonna buy WrestleMania 25. That same day I said that, when I woke up and said that, turns out me, my mom and dad, and my sister, we went to Dolphin. And at Dolphin, they had that FYE place where they had DVDs, music, and I saw this, and I bought it. This was actually the original WrestleMania that I ordered, but thing is, there were problems with the Comcast box, and I couldn't watch it. I caught up to the ending of the Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy match, and so I only got to see the last 4 matches, which was the IC match, the Undertaker Shawn Michaels, the WWE, and the World Heavyweight Championship match. So I don't consider this to be the very first WrestleMania I saw, because I consider that to be WrestleMania 27, but still, great WrestleMania. Well, that's all my DVDs. Now I'm going to show you all of my magazines. I've been collecting the magazines since 2009, but we're going to go back in time to 2012. Now, I haven't bought a magazine from this year. I regret it a lot, and I should. I'm past due to get one. So, on the cover, it's Randy Orton. Then you got Rey Mysterio. Triple H. Awesome cover. Triple H again. CM Punk. You have John Cena, Orton, Miz, Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, Swagger, Wade Barrett, Del Rio, Sin Cara, Christian, and R-Truth. Rey Mysterio again. Randy Orton again. The Rock. Oh, wait. Forgot it's a big magazine. Triple H again. Sorry. John Cena. Rey Mysterio. Randy Orton. The Undertaker. Yep. Some of these magazines are a little beaten up because I've had them for years, and well, it happens. And I also got a lot of these in the mail because I subscribe to the WWE magazine thing, and of course they're gonna get a little messed up, a little beaten up in the mail, and I got so pissed. But you know what? At least I have the magazine, and that's what's cool. The Miz, John Cena, Triple H, Randy Orton, John Cena, Edge, DX, John Cena, and now for my very first ever magazine that I ever got. Well, actually, it wasn't really my first, but it's the first I ever owned by myself because my sister and I, we got WrestleMania 25, the magazine, which had Triple H, John Cena, and Jeff Hardy. I wanted Triple H. My sister wanted Jeff Hardy because she's like, she loves Jeff Hardy, she adores him, and what are you going to do, right? So we got that one, and it was kind of torn up, beaten up, because she never took care of it, and it sucked. I also got this other one, which had it wasn't a magazine like these, but it was a magazine like it had a whole bunch of superstars from Raw, ECW, and SmackDown. I had that back in 5th grade. It had their story, or not their stories. It had like a mini bio. It had their championship reigns, all their accomplishments, and a really badass picture of who the wrestler was. And so that got beaten up after a while because my sister started tearing out Jeff Hardy pictures and all that, and it was basically worthless, and I was so pissed. The magazine, it got lost a long time ago, and I was just so mad. Um, Another one was the WrestleMania 24 poster with all the wrestlers in the locker room. My sister got that one, and as soon as she got it, she started cutting out and tearing out pictures of her favorites. She just, what are you gonna do, you know? And so my very first ever magazine that I posted, that I got myself, and that I've kept over the years and that I've appreciated. Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, the charismatic enigma. You have his black, blue, and white armbands. And this was back in 2009, around the time where he had a feud with CM Punk. This is actually the very last ever magazine cover that he's ever done. It shows, let me see if I can find the page. Oh wait, I actually want to show you this. It shows, here's the title, Outrageous SmackDown Moments That Altered the Future. Wait, WWE Forever. Yeah, it shows a lot about the wrestlers and history bios of what happened, like when Edge cashed in Money in the Bank for the second time, Shawn Michaels dressing up as White Undertaker, the first time the ring collapsed, John Cena rapping. Oh, wait. The gay marriage between Billy and Chuck. Rey Mysterio's debut. The very first ever SmackDown, and yeah, it's really cool. Here, let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. It shows a history of Jeff Hardy, and from his debut back when he was 16, all the way to 2009. You see him one half face paint, the other half no face paint. And here it is. It shows, like I said, from his debut all the way to when Punk cashed in Money in the Bank. It's really cool. I actually haven't read it in a while. Last time I read it was back in my freshman year, and it was really cool. If you hear that, that's my dog. When he won his first ever IC belt, when he turned into a darker, more vicious Jeff Hardy, when he was after the WWE Championship, when he started wearing the war paint. Back in 2007 when he challenged Triple H so that he could be the number one contender for the WWE Championship. The very first ever tag team ladder match. His first ever WWE Championship match between The Undertaker and a ladder match. It's just a really cool magazine. I suggest going on Amazon looking for it. If not, go to eBay. It's a great magazine. Well, that's all my magazines. And I actually should be getting more because I want to excel my collection. Well, that's all I've got. Wait a second, I think I'm missing something. Oh yeah, the most important part about my wrestling collection. Now, a lot of you know me as the Angel of Death. I am Motivation. Now, as Motivation, I have won countless championships, I've been in countless matches, countless rivalries, and I love what I do, not only as Motivation, but I've also been Jester. I don't know if you remember me as Creature. I was also Achilles in one video. I was Venomon for one video. And really, none of those other characters matched Motivation. But Jester was very close. I actually want to read something to you all. This is actually something I wrote about Jester. I do a lot of writing, a lot of creative writing, and I like him. This is actually Jester 1. My first promo with Jester was some of my best work, although the others weren't as satisfying. I found myself winning the X Division Championship, and the following promo was good but not great. I always wanted to reach for success, and I knew I couldn't do that as the Jester. Someday I'd like to return to the mask and recreate Jester, but that is not for any time soon. And it's true, it's not for any time soon, because Jester, he was good, but he wasn't Motivation. Motivation is totally different. As Motivation, I'm more myself. I can do things that I couldn't do as the Jester, and I could say things that I couldn't say as the Jester, and that's what really held me back from pursuing Jester even more than it already was. I feel that Jester lasted as long as it needed to. It debuted. It came as a good storyline. I took a little bit from Game of Thrones because I love that show. I suggest you all watch it because it's a great show. So, and I won the X Division Championship. And I had a match with Venomon as the Jester, and it was good. Maybe I might return, maybe I won't. I'm not sure, but always Motivation stays true to me, and as Motivation, I want to show you all the championships that I've won, and all the championships that I have. Here they are. Those are all of my championships. This is, of course, the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, with this championship, we didn't show that one a lot because I really liked the TNA Heavyweight Championship. Now, these are all toys. They aren't real. Now, I won the World Heavyweight Championships a combined total 6 times. Now, if you count the times that I've won the WWE Championship, I'm a 7-time champion. So you have the original World Championship that was in WCW, WWE. It's a famous belt. Honestly, they say the WWE Championship is the richest prize in the business, but I like to think the World Heavyweight title because it has more history. It's in countless companies, like in Japan, TNA, WWE. It just has so much history behind it. I love the belt, and that's the belt I'm really striving to get. And in UCW as Motivation, not as Jester, not as Creature or Achilles, but as Motivation, I won that belt 6 times. Then you have the Spinner WWE Championship. I bought it as a spinner on my 15th birthday, but I put a piece of tape to it because I don't really like the whole spinning thing. So I just put it there so it would just stay as a plate. And yeah, I love this belt. I won this belt once, and I actually had the X Division Championship around the same time, and I used that as the WWX Championship. Here you have the ECW Championship. I've never won that belt. I think Seabass has won it a combined 5 times. He won, I think it was 4 times. 4 times he won it. The world title, I believe he won twice. WWE, he won once. So, he's a 7-time champion just like me. You have the Intercontinental Championship, the original. Well, actually, this isn't the original. This is the new one. This one we don't use anymore. I replaced it for the Classic because when I got the white Intercontinental Championship, I actually lost the sticking tape to that belt. So I took out the tape to it. It's not there anymore, so you can't just yeah. I took that out, put it on the Classic because I wanted to put that one in, and I still love this belt to death. I got that a couple of years ago. And now you have the Classic Intercontinental. When Cody Rhodes first debuted back in 2011, I wasn't too cool about it because I loved this belt so much. But this belt, it grew on me, and I wanted to bring it into ECW. It's super cool, and I hope to win it someday. I actually want to go back to the ECW quick because I've won the World Heavyweight, WWE, Intercontinental, X Division. I've never won the ECW Championship, and if ECW ever comes back, that's the belt I'm going for. Here you have the new WWE Championship. When Rocket debuted it, I wasn't too crazy about it. Actually, I hated it. But when I got the toy back in Connecticut, I looked at it, and after a while, when I started to hold it, I put it around my waist, around my shoulder. It actually grew on me. It's a nice belt. It's cool, it's simple. It has all the plates, and it's just a really cool belt. Now you have the United States Championship. Now, after there was the last match between Motivation and Seabass, we were actually going to unveil this belt and give it to Kevin, which is also the Redneck. But due to the complications with the trampoline, we couldn't unveil this belt. I apologize to all of you. But yeah, here you have the United States Championship. It's a really cool belt. I like it. It's amazing. Here's the TNA Heavyweight Championship. This is actually my favorite belt out of all of these because I started to like TNA back in 2009. I thank Seabass for that because he told me back in middle school
where he came up to me and said, "Jordan, guess what? Jeff Hardy went heel." I was like, "No way, man. There's no way possible Jeff Hardy would ever turn heel." So I watched TNA that same day, and I was hooked right after that. That was back in my other house. When we moved to this house, around that time, I got this belt, and that's around the time where we officially started UCW. Seabass actually said something funny, that this World Championship fits more to his persona and his character and his person, and this belt fits me more. And I agree with him totally. And here you have the X Division Championship. Now, both TNA belts I got in the mail on Amazon. The others I got at Walmart, Target, and this belt is just so cool. I love it. It's circular, and it's really cool. It has the edges. If TNA ever comes out with the new X Division and the new World Heavyweight in toy form, then I'm so going to get those belts, no doubt. But until then, I'm cool with these, and I love the X Division. It's really cool because the X Division is like, they have high flyers that are way cooler than the ones in WWE. They go to the extreme, they're original, and they actually give people shots in TNA, and it's really cool. So I just love these belts so much. The World Heavyweight, this is actually my second World Heavyweight Championship, because the first one I put on the plate as Matt Mindfreak, including Matt Hardy and Chris Angel Mindfreak. I was a huge fan of Matt Hardy at the time, and I was a huge fan of Chris Angel, so I put on tape Matt Mindfreak. So when I took the tape off, it left a lot of sticky parts, a lot of paper there, and I couldn't get it off. The belt was ruined. So I got another one. But that was from the 2010, the 2010 edition. I might want to get the 2013, where it has the black back. This one's gray. The black backs have with the United States and the WWE. So I might get that one, renew it, and I'll give that one to Seabass. He's a good friend, and so yeah, I might give that one to him. That one I got in Orlando, birthday, you know how it is, and it's a really cool belt. This one I got here in Miami. It was right after Royal Rumble. I saved a lot of money. You know, I went nickels, dimes, whatever. I saved money and I got it. The Intercontinental. I was on my way to get the World Heavyweight, but they didn't have it at Target, so I got it here in Miami. Also, I got this one in Miami. I got that one in Miami. That one from Orlando. So yeah, I got this one here in Miami, and it's a really cool belt. UCW doesn't use it anymore, like I said. So the X Division and the World Heavyweight I got in Miami. The US, I got this one in Miami. This one also, I saved a lot of money. I saved money. So yeah, and this one was in Miami. This is actually my first belt from this edition, because if you remember, years back, like in 05, 06, 07, they had the foam belts, and I got the WWE, the World Heavyweight, and the classic ECW. And then when this edition came out, I was just blown over, so I got these instead. They're more leather, they're more flexible, they're better to have, and yeah, just this edition is way better. It goes from 2010 to 2013, and yeah, they're super cool. And like I said, I got this one in Connecticut when I was visiting my sister. It was around on my birthday. Yeah, both belts, birthday, out of Miami. This one stayed in Florida, this one out of the state. So yeah. And that's my belt collection. That's my magazine collection, my DVDs and video games, and my very own Money in the Bank. So, oh, and my posters also. So, yeah. It was great talking to all of you. I actually got a call from Seabass. It looks like that we're not going to start BCW. That's cool though. Seabass is still a really good friend. I actually got a comment that was kind of hurtful on one of the videos when I put on the truth about Dave Neals. He said something that that I was a snake, that I was fucked up or something like that, and I didn't understand why that said. I didn't really think that was really Sebastian, because Sebastian would never say something that hurtful. I mean, we're friends, you know? And, I don't know what's up. I tried calling him, he didn't pick up. And the funny thing is, he posted that last night, but that was like 16 hours ago, and that was around the time when I went to sleep, so he didn't post that when him and I talked last night. I'm thinking, no way he could have posted that. That has to have been someone else. So I clicked on the person who posted that, and on one of the videos, it had Sebastian's voice. So Sebastian, if you're watching this, dude, call me up so we can talk, because if you got something to say it. Alright? On the last video that I put about the truth about Dave Neals, I didn't say anything hurtful to you. Alright? You're my friend. I cherish our friendship. Alright? I want us to make it to the WWE together. Okay? I don't know what's up. I don't want to say anything hurtful, because I know I'm going to end up saying something that I'm going to regret later. Alright? And it's going to be something that's very unforgivable and unforgettable. Unforgivable, unforgettable, so you guys don't, you know. But yeah, so enough about that. You see, actually, something else I want to show you. Hold on a second. This is my motivation shirt that I wear. I've worn this for a while. It still fits me, believe it or not. It's a little tight, but it's super cool. And yeah, here's the jacket that I wear. I wear that for my entrance. Oh, this is really cool. This is actually Seabass. Well, this is the jacket that I got to Seabass so he could use in some of his entrances and for some of his characters. He pulls it off nicely, so it's really cool. Here's the Jester's ripped shirt. You have a lot of paint on it. There's also some blood here, dried up blood. I woke up with a nosebleed, and that's what I got from it, and I thought it was perfect for the Jester, so I figured, what the hell, right? Oh. And here is my very first ever WWE D-Generation X t-shirt. I got this at a wrestling event that was here in Miami, but it didn't feature just SmackDown. It was SmackDown ECW. It was a live event. It wasn't aired. There wasn't no pyro. There wasn't the Giant Titantron, but it was still very cool. I got to see The Undertaker and Batista fight for the World Heavyweight Championship in a Falls Count Anywhere live, and it was super cool. And this is the T-shirt that I got from it. So I love this T-shirt, and it's really cool. So yeah. This is one of my Jeff Hardy armbands. Here's a couple of more. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Forgive me for that. So here's a couple more of my armbands. Here is a referee t-shirt that me and Sebastian spray painted together. Yeah, it's super cool. We actually used blue paint because we didn't have black, but it's still pretty cool. So yeah, that's my wrestling collection, and I'll see you guys soon. I'll post some more videos, and see you guys later. Motivation is out.